and we'll just get going here. Okay, so I'm going to change my layout to this, and I'm going to come down here to present, a window, and I want to do this one and share. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
I'm hoping that you can. Okay, so we're going to just kind of start with, is there anyone that doesn't have a Google Classroom? Y'all can, if you wouldn't turn chat on, or if you want to yell out or scream out at me, let me turn that on too so I can see. I have the chat on, so. Who all? Like that. Let's see that. Okay. So if you don't have a Google Classroom already, you'll just need to go to your over here on your Google apps when you're logged into your Google account, and all these are, this is where you would go, is to Google Classroom. And from there, then I know that it looks a little different whenever they first join. So is it, yes. Sharina has made a video if you've never ever joined and have a Google Classroom. So we'll push that out so you can see how to start it. But once you get to this screen here, we're just going to start one fresh so that it looks brand new. These are, what you're seeing now is all the different classes that I have already created. So I'm going to just create a new one, and we're going to create a class. And I will name this one sample class. And you don't have to put a section, a subject. I'll just put all instructional. And I'm going to create that. Okay, so now we have a sample class that is already here, ready to go. So this is what your classroom would look like. You can change things over here. You can select your own theme, do whatever. I'm just going to leave it because it's cute and pink, and that's, I love that. And then what you want to do is over here where it says people, you can come here and you can add teachers. So if you have a co-teacher that you would like to add, or if you have an instructional aide or someone that you would like to also, okay, if you are talking, I can't hear you. Okay. Thanks. I can hear you fine.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure because Jennifer, do you have your,
Does she have it muted?
do you have me muted maybe? Okay. So once you come here, you can add teachers, and then you can also add students. And there are two different ways to add students. One of the ways is that you can come here and click invite students and start typing their email. So if you have their emails, like your list of your students' emails, all students 4th through 12th grade should already have an email, and most of them already have a Google Classroom set up, especially at the intermediate. I know they all use that for their specials classes, so they know how to log in. They should have one. So if you want to just, I'm just going to use Adams. And so like I would be able to look up, I was looking for Mitchell, but maybe not.
Oh, it's
Yes.
graduation year.
So right there, so it'll be your graduation year, and then it's M Adams for Mitchell Adams, and then at ChinaSpringISD.net. If you start typing your students' names in, they should populate if you have emailed them. But they all have one, so this would be his school one, so I could invite him. I'm not going to invite him, but that is one way you can put your students in already, or you can invite them by giving them the class code. So if you have a remind that you want to send a class code out and tell all your students, hey, we're going to be doing online classes since we're all at home right now. Here is the code to join my Google Classroom. So those are your two ways you can do it. You can send the code, or you can self type everybody's in. Does anybody have a question on that?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to move on. Once you have your students and your teachers in here, then you can, there are two different things, the stream and then the classwork. So I'm going to talk about real quick the stream. This is where I could share something with my class if I just wanted to say, welcome, and type a little something and post it. And that shows up on there for everyone to look at. They can add comments. They can ask questions here. This is a good place that if they have a question for you, like when is the next assignment going to be posted or whatever, they can ask that and you can answer and other students can answer. It's just, it's just a good chat
resources on there too. Yes.
Okay. And then, so that is where, that's just your kind of your chat room, I would call it.
And it goes in chronological order. So once you've added classwork assignments, they will be on the stream as well. And the newest will be pinned to the top and the oldest will move down to the bottom. So we'll show you how to add classwork and then how to move things around here in a minute.
Okay. So this is classwork. So when you come here, this is where you'll create your classwork and everything that you want them to do. And this is what's most important to everyone here. So what you can do here is you hit create. And what I did to start off with, I hit topic and I put daily work. And some of you may have different topics or whatever, but I hit daily work there. And then if you want, you can call one, quiz or whatever, test.
Or the unit that you're working on.
Right. Unit 3. Okay. And then add it. So that way you can have everything in folders over to the side. And then here are the different topics here, and you can assign them to those. Then here you always want to go back up to that create button and you can create assignments. I'm going to click here to create an assignment. Okay, I'm just reading what some of the topics are. I mean, some of the chats over. Okay, Samantha. Yes, so Samantha's saying that she put it online, learning to post things that are going to be doing that are separate from other stuff. That's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Especially since obviously she already has a Google Classroom that she's already created, and that way students will be able to see this is different. So when you go in for an assignment, you can come over here and you click whatever classes. So when you make an assignment, if you have 5 different periods and you want it to go to the first 3, then you click which ones, and you only have to do that assignment once. You don't have to go into every single class and do it. You can just go in and say, I know that this one, and this one are all going to need that assignment. And then these 3 classes, those may be an honors or AP class or something completely different, and I'm going to do a different assignment for those. So you can choose that right there. Also, there's your students. You can click this is for all the students in this class, or if you or you can just choose. Since right now this is a sample class, I don't have any students here, but all your students would be listed. And maybe you just need 3 kids to complete this assignment because it's an alternative assignment to what you're assigning to the other 20 that are in the class. You can do that here. How many points is it going to be worth? There's due date, topic, and this is where you're going to put it. So this is where, like Samantha, you would click your online, and I'm just going to put daily work right there. So if I'm going to put over here, I'm going to put sample number 1, daily work. That's my title for that. And here I'm going to put any instructions. You know, I want you to read chapter 5. I want you to watch this video. So, like how I spelled watch. Okay. Let's see. So you can watch a video. Now, I can show you later how you can actually add a link now. But if you take a video on your phone that of you teaching something, you can actually attach that video here, and that'll be another tutorial. I know that there's a place down here where it says add a link, but if you do that then and then create another assignment on this where you want it to grade, it won't let you grade both of them. So it's better if you want them to watch you teach it here and then add your assignment to put your assignment down here. So you can actually put your link to your videos that you're creating here. Also, I just want you to look over here real quick. This rubric tab, this is new. So if you haven't used Google Classroom in a while, this is actually a new tool. So if you want to import a rubric that you've already created in Sheets, or you can create a rubric there. And I will do another lesson on rubrics later, but I just wanted to kind of go ahead and show you that that is an option. Sorry, I don't know if y'all heard my phone, but it was ringing all through everywhere. So we'll see who that is in a minute.
Running.
But then to create, you'll go here and you can create a doc, or you can create a slide, drawing sheets, anything that you already have. So if you go to a doc, these are all things that your students are already familiar with, that they've already been using in other classes. What I'm going to show you today real quick is forms, because I feel like this is a really good way to assess students if you have a video or if you've asked them to do something else, and this will grade for you. So I think that's important to all of us, having the computer do something for us. So here, if I wanted to say quiz over reading chapter number 3, whatever it is, you're just going to title it here. And then right here, I think that's where I want to go. Yes. So click on, I'll do that again. So right here where it says change settings, if you click that, then you can have that. If you're making a quiz, that's where you can change it to quizzes, make it a quiz. And then 2 things right here. It says immediately after they submit it, it'll grade it, or later after manual review. Did you see what Sarah's question? I'm gonna look back over here real quick. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm answering questions too as I go.
So Sarah asked, if you add a video, is there a way to see which students have viewed it? I always put my videos in Edpuzzle, and Edpuzzle links directly with Google Classroom, and you can choose which classes to assign your videos to, and it will show you exactly how much % of every video you put on there that students have watched. And you can also embed questions in it like a quiz. So that's how I used videos with Google Classroom on Edpuzzle.
And we can make a video on how to use Edpuzzle as another tool that we can send out in a in a
Yeah,
link in
sure.
an email. So that way, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Edpuzzle. And so for the quizzes, you'll click on make this a quiz. You can have it, if it's just multiple choice, then you can click right after they submit it. They'll be able to see what they made and you'll have a grade for it. If you're going to have open-ended questions, you might do later after manual review, just so that you can look at those questions and it's not going to give them a weird grade or something, because it's not going to grade the the short answers or whatever for you. But so there's that. So we're just going to do like a multiple choice, and I'm going to hit save. And then here's my question one. And I'm going to be these are going to be very hard. Question one option is dog, and cat and bird are my answers. And then now this is my question. It's multiple choice. There are my answer choices. Answer key. I'm going to click on that because the answer for this one is going to be bird. So that way, now when the kids are taking their quiz online, it is going to automatically grade that for you.
Chastity asked if you use the same Google form that your team is using. Yes, you would want to make a copy of it so that it's yours, rename it, put it in your drive as a new Google form so that you don't get every other teacher's student responses on a spreadsheet as well. Great question, Chastity.
Okay, and what's Heather's question? Several teachers are uploading PDFs. Is the Forms tab how we create the answer document?
If you want it to be a quiz, then yes.
Okay, and so that would be, and then to add another question, you would just click the plus button here. You can embed videos from YouTube in there, or if you have a different URL, you can do that. I will say that I will talk about videos that you create yourself later in another episode. But if you save any videos you make to your Google Drive, that will give you the option to share them with a URL. So you will be able to save your own videos with a URL, and so you could paste that here as well. But you could add pictures, images, text, however you want. Of course, you have multiple choice, short answer, paragraph, drop downs, all kinds of ways that you can collect answers to any of your questions, not just multiple choice. So that doesn't limit you to just doing a multiple choice type of quiz. It just may mean that you might have to grade those types of answers differently. So then let's say there's my question. I'm just going to put Q2, and we're just going to do other, and I'm going to save this. So now when this opened up, it changed tabs. So it went from my classwork tab, my classroom tab, to this. All you really have to do is go back over here now to your classroom, and it saves, it updates. So it'll be over here. Now, now you're ready to send this out. You have two options. You can hit assign and it'll assign it right away. Or you may right here click this and you can schedule it. So maybe you want to do 5 assignments today that are on to collect over a period of time. You can schedule it that this one's going to come out this week, this one's going to come out next week, so if you wanted to do it that way, that's scheduling. It is a great way to do that. Or if you hit assign, then it's going to go directly
Post immediately
into the classwork, so that students will be able to see that now under daily work, they have something that is due right here. And there's that, and then they would see their quiz. They would watch their video and do their quiz.
And Google Classroom, when you open it, it always lands on the stream. And so now if you go back to your stream, you can see that the new assignment is at the top of the stream. So students shouldn't miss any of the work. Whereas if they go to classwork, they might have to look specifically for whatever assignment you have told them to look for.
Right. And I know even though this is new to a lot of you, or a lot of you haven't used it, maybe you've used it a little bit, but you haven't used it like every single day to send out work for your students to look at. Your students have been using Google Classroom. If you're 4th through 12th grade, I know that every student has at some point used Google Classroom. I know that on the intermediate campus, they're using it for sure in technology. Some of the 4th graders may have not been to technology rotation yet, but so there may be a few of those that have not used it, but everyone else that has gone through a rotation should have seen Google Classroom. So kids know how to use that. They've used it at the middle school if they're been at the middle school. I know high school, some of those kids have been using it since they were in middle school, and then some teachers at high school level are using. So even if you aren't using it, they've seen it, they've been using it, they know. My own son this morning was like, so do I need to go ahead and go into Google Classroom, or are all my assignments already posted there? I was like, slow down, not everybody's there yet. So kids know where to look. So as long as you are letting them know that, hey, now we're going to be using this to start looking there, they know how to use it.
Can I touch on one more thing before we go on? Back in classwork, if you're adding an assignment, I'm going to create a new assignment really quickly. We're going to call this Daily Work 2. You do not have to create something every time. If you click add, it links directly to your Google Drive. So Chastity, it sounds like 4th grade, shares some things in your Google Drive. This is where you would go to your Google Drive and add things that you've already created, or many of you have materials that you have done in the past. I'm sure they're saved to your Google Drive. So you can add those. I don't know what's on Melissa's here, so we're just going to.
You can do this one. This is that Google Meet. We'll just pretend that's...
Okay, so I'm going to add this PDF here. And what I like to do for my students is instead of having them view the same file, if it says students can view file, I like to make a copy for each student. That way they're not commenting or all posting things on the same little chat on that same document. So I like to make a copy for each student, and then it's on there. And you can add multiple things. So if you wanted to add, if you have a website that's a resource, you might want to link to a certain website or a YouTube video like a how-to, or if you've created one yourself for your own YouTube channel, this is where you can link multiple resources on this same assignment. And in fact, students, you can tell them to read the PDF and watch the video. Then they will have the ability to create a Google Doc. I'm sorry. And submit a paragraph, whatever, response. So you can have all of your resources down here, and then the students have the ability to create whatever you want them to create as well. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you don't have to make something new every time you create an assignment.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to go back over here to stream. And so now you'll see that there are 2 daily work. So there's the other one. Oh, another, let's see, where did I get back to my class? If the grades, this is, I don't have anyone in this one. Let me go to another sample class that I have so that you can see that. This was one I was practicing with. So here's grades here. So all these pretend things that I created, there is a grade book. It creates a grade book for it. So I can go in, if it is a quiz that I made through Google Form, it will put that in there for me. The grade will be in there for me. If it's something I graded myself, I can go in there and put in that they made whatever grade, they made on that. So it keeps that there. And then you can download this as a, tell me, can't you download this
CSV
file?
file.
CSV file.
So like a spreadsheet. And if you print out your spreadsheet, then you can easily just type in your grades on your gradebook for each class period, if you've kept your class periods separate.
Right. So that would be my suggestion, is if you have 6 class periods, 5 class periods, whatever, I would make a one for each class. That way every class looks just like when, your online classes, your virtual class looks just like your classroom would whenever you have them in your classroom, actually.
Right.
Some kids, if they're not going to be able to be online for some reason, the good thing is that I feel like the majority of our kids are going to be able to be online to access this. They can access this on any device, their phone, their iPad, the Chromebook, a personal computer. There's a lot of ways they can access Google Classroom. They can even do it on their game. Xbox or PlayStation. So there's a lot of ways that they can access Google Classroom. But for the kids that can't, because all this is Google based, most of those things or those documents that you're uploading can be things that are printed. So you can print those for those 2 or 3 students, and then everybody else can be here and have the online access. That way you have documentation that who's been there, who's done the work, who hasn't turned in something. To me, that just makes it a lot easier, and clean for teachers, because I feel like that makes it helpful for you, because we want this to be streamlined for you as well. Keeping all your classes together. Also, when kids are at home, if they have 5 teachers that are, and every teacher has a Google Classroom, then that will show up on their class, all their classes will show up, and they'll have all their classes, and then everything's the same, just like showing up for school. Here I am at school, and here are all my classes. I know it's a lot to take in, but I feel like Google Classroom is pretty easy to learn. I'm looking back over and seeing if I can answer any questions.
So Chastity, on Google Forms, will you go to your Google Forms? Make sure that you are posting the actual quiz and not the link to edit the form. So you need to, I'm guessing that's what is happening. And we can meet after this and I'll show you how to do that.
Yes. So I'm going to cancel that. Let's see. Are there any other questions? I'm going to, Nearpod is something that we all have access to, and that's very easy to upload into Google Classroom. I think I feel like that it's not too hard for me to just kind of show you if you already have that. I'm going to go ahead and just log in. And if you don't have a login, let us know. Everybody should have a login for it. We have a district, we have district access to it. So if you don't, please let me know, and I can, or Sharina or any of us on the CIA, you can email CIA@China Spring ISD and get all of us. So that way we can all answer questions as we get them. But in Nearpod, you can go to Nearpod. You can look up whatever. You can search it by state standard. I can do a whole list of this. I'm just right now just going to show you those people that are already a little bit familiar with it, how to put it into Google Classroom. We can do more on Nearpod later. I'm just going to select one lesson, not all of them. We're just going to do this one. Sounds good to me. So I have decided I'm going to do the colors of the rainbow. That's also ReadWork. I'm just going to hit add to my library and then show in my library. So from here, it'll say add this as a student paste, because you are going to have that embedded in Google Classroom. When you hit student paste, Google Classroom pops up right there. Then it opens up my Google Classroom. I'm going to choose the class. I'm going to put it in that sample class. I'm going to make that an assignment. I'm going to hit go. I'm going to just put Nearpod on this one, but you could put the title of it, whatever it is, give them the instructions, watch this, read it, whatever, and assign. Now I can view that back in my Google Classroom.
And it's at the top.
And it's there at the top. And there it is. So Nearpod is super easy. It has a ton of stuff in there, and those things are already created for you. It will read it aloud for students. There is tons of stuff out there. So this is stuff that's made that you don't have to even create. And we have full access to that. That's something we've had all year. So some of you that don't know about it, I bet one of your neighbor teachers has used it and knows about it. Somebody in your grade level or someone in your subject area probably has used it and can be an additional source on top of Sabrina or Tiffany, Leslie, Jennifer, Sharina, or I. So we're all here for you, but that's great. That's there too. So we're going to kind of wrap up with this one. We will go online more with more videos and virtual meetings to help you and assist you. Please email us. Again, you can email us separately, but you can also email us at CIA@ChinaSpringISD.net. And that will send it to all of us. And that way one of us will sure be able to get back with you. Thank you, Sabrina. She put that link down there for us. And we're here to help. We want to make this as simple and as easy as possible for everyone. So we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Let me get back over here.